So, ladies and gentlemen, in the last 24 hours, I've been testing the Visible by Verizon network. And I did a live stream where I was testing it, walking around Long Island City, and I looked back at the footage. And I have to say, there were 2 interruptions in that live stream. Where was those interruptions? One of those interruptions was when we were entering the park. As we were crossing the street into the Queensboro Park, that's when we had a slight 3-second interruption. Then the second interruption was when we were far into Long Island City in the back areas with those collision auto shops. So, ladies and gentlemen, not all cell phone service is perfect. So I just want to see how many times with this service would get interrupted. And I have to say, it was a quick interruption, like less than maybe 2 seconds. But yeah, just coming back from the storage, trying to fix my wagon. Yeah, I'm gonna need my wagon. My wagon's broken and I might have to buy a new one. So, unfortunately. But yeah, so I'm gonna give this another run. I wanna give a Visible by Verizon another test. I'm gonna walk across the bridge this time. I say this because every time we walk across the bridge, we always get an interruption. We either have loss of video or cell phone signal would drop for about a few seconds. So we're gonna walk across the Pulaski Bridge or to Greenpoint. And then I'm gonna take the subway back to my place. But thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for listening in. This type of cellular test needs to be done because Visible by Verizon is claiming that they have the best cell phone service for power users. They claim that they have, mind you, they do have the same service because it's all by Verizon. So if you go to Verizon's website and you look at the $90 Pro Premium plan, you're like, what? This is the same service. So with that said, let me play some video of that so you guys can see the settings yourselves. This is their Pro package. And they want only $45 for this. But here's the difference between Mint Mobile and a Visible that I just discovered this afternoon doing my research. This is what I discovered about Invisible versus Mint. So, Mint Mobile has 6 plans, right? Invisible has only 3 or 4 plans. So, keep this in mind. As I was looking at the Mint Mobile website, they do not have an option. Keep this in mind. They do not have an option for you to just pay monthly. But Invisible by Verizon has an option for you to pay either annually or monthly. And this is where Mint Mobile is going to lose customers. That flexibility to pay every month, not every 3 months, like Mint Mobile wants you to pay. And here is why I say I'm comparing Mint Mobile versus Visible by Verizon. So Mint Mobile has a plan that's called the 5 gigabit 4G LTE network. And they want $75 for the next 3 months for that plan. So if you choose either that plan, the 15 gigabyte plan, or the 25 gigabyte plan, if you lose and run out of data, you will have to pay an additional either $10 to $20 for additional data. And I'm saying to myself, why would you pay an additional $20 for the data when you just could got the unlimited, no cap service from Mint Mobile? It would make sense, right? Instead of wasting money that way. But consumers don't think sometimes in that way. So you have to address it to the consumer so they can understand if you want to save money and you want the best out of your funds, it is best to always go big for the exact same amount of value that you're paying for another service for. But Invisible by Verizon has monthly option. You could pay the $45 monthly, or you could pay annually every 3 months, or you can pay up to 12 months for the year. If you do pay for the year, you get a heavily discount for $150. So if you pay the month, the whole entire year, you get a super discount, just like a Mint Mobile, but Invisible is actually cheaper and better than Mint Mobile's price range. Yes, they fall in the same criteria, but you still save a couple of dollars more with with Invisible by Verizon. So, with that said, everyone, just trying to share with you some information that I came across by doing my research. So, if you are a user and you want to switch, oh, by the way, Visible by Verizon says you can switch over your current phone number to their system, or you can bring your own phone and get a bonus. Keep that in mind. So now I want to test this service going across the bridge, because Mint Mobile had a difficult time as well with what's going on. Sorry about that. Mint Mobile had difficulties trying to keep a stable live stream across this bridge. So, because of that, Mint Mobile is actually on the T-Mobile network. So keep that in mind. This is on the Verizon network. Keep that in mind. Right before I ended my relationship with Simple Mobile, they switched over to the Verizon network. It was good until you hit your data cap, and it is just terrible. You won't get any internet quite often. Mind you, 4G LTE was not that too long ago. But the 4G LTE network on Simple Mobile service, when they switched over to Verizon, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, when I switched over to Verizon, it was, like I said, it was good, but once you ran out of the data, once you hit your limit, that was it. The problem with that was the 4G LTE network acts like a 3G network. Why is it turning like that? This is why I'm asking you in the audience. That doesn't make sense. Why is the 4G LTE acting like a 3G network service when it's supposed to be one of the fastest network services? 5G is still kind of in its infancy at the moment. So I just don't get it. Why they throttle the service so slow and say it's 4G LTE when it acts like 3G network, which is super slow. So be careful about your options when shopping online for a cell phone service. And this is why I'm trying to create these videos, so you guys can have a better understanding. So with that said, everyone, if you like what you hear so far, please do subscribe, like, and share, support the channel, give me a thumbs up. But we're gonna cross this bridge. And I want to actually test out the service, especially in Greenpoint. Because in Greenpoint, there's a lot of bad dead spots in Greenpoint. There's a lot of dead spots. Why is this gimbal turning? I'm not even touching anything. And it's like, all right, it's a little warm. It's supposed to rain tonight, so take this test with a grain of salt, everyone. I'm only doing this because I want to help you decide which cell phone service should you get, Mint Mobile or Invisible by Verizon. Now, it doesn't clearly state on Invisible's website that the unlimited is not capped. So this is where you're gonna have to make a hard decision. Should you go for Mint Mobile because they have no cap on the unlimited service? And if you do use the unlimited service, as I said before, ladies and gentlemen, they said it in the fine print. We might not have a data cap anymore, but it may vary based on your area and cell phone traffic in your area. So performance will different or vary based on performance in the area. How many people are on the tower, how many people are sharing that tower. So if you're doing like a parade one day, you will see some drawbacks. And when we did our live streams with Mint Mobile, there were some drawbacks. Every time we did a live stream, there was like a lot of people using the popular Wi-Fi. You saw some drawbacks. Interruptions, not stable connection sometimes. It was a no thing. But it wasn't bad. It was actually pretty decent good. It would only break up when it needs to break up because there's a dead spot. So this bridge has a lot of dead spots between it. This is why we want to test out this service. This service claims to be on par with the Verizon, and the Verizon is pretty much on every single building tower, as you can see. Most of these towers around this area are Verizon or T-Mobile. So we're gonna test this. If you guys want to support the channel financially as an independent reviewer, not an influencer, I only do these videos to educate you and to make you aware of these deals that cell phone carriers are providing with new customer service or current customer services. So we are in Queens, New York City right now. And we're about to cross this bridge into Brooklyn, New York. I'm pretty sure I got the stop sign. I got the walk sign, so. All right, we're gonna walk across this bridge. I want to say thank you to High Priority for what he's doing with the Mylar bags that I've been giving him. He's making some really cool bags and pans and clothing with it. I saw him yesterday. He said, "Yo, Panda, I got something for you." I was like, "Oh, cool, more Zaza." He said, "I heard you give my Zaza away." I was like, "Yeah, I do. I don't really puff the Zaza that much." He was like, "You're a good man." And I was like, why? He's like, people don't give up Zaza. Yeah. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna see a fantastic view as we are on this bridge. But this is the Midtown Tunnel. As we walk above it, over this bridge. So please, honestly, let me know the feedback on this video quality. I'm gonna take a break so I can like drink some water, you know, because I'm having some health issues right now, ladies and gentlemen. Having some troubles with my heart again, leg problems, so bear with me. But you can see that it's rush hour and Midtown Tunnel is going to be busy. It is very busy. As you can see, very busy. Slow, for sure. Is that truck gonna fit? Oh, we gotta see this. Is that truck gonna fit? I normally don't see trucks go into the Midtown Tunnel. I'm just kind of curious. He has to get into the left lane. There you go. Oh yeah, he's gonna fit. At first it looks like it's not gonna fit. Oh, we gotta open it. So a bunch of photographers cracked this open so we can take photographs, as you can see. Look at that. Beautiful shot. I walk this bridge almost all the time. Almost all the time. You can see World Trade Center from right here. Can we get a zoom in real quick? No? Oh, that is why I don't want to do a zoom in real quick. Because here's the caveat about this app. So if I manually set my settings, if I change the camera, it automatically resets my settings, which I don't understand that Premium Studios Live's developers. If it's manually being shot, why are you changing my settings while I'm still live streaming? Just because I changed the camera should not change the settings. All the thing I'm doing is zooming in, but it does it. So that might be a caveat for some people, but it doesn't do that on Android for some reason. It's pretty windy up here. This is why I got the deck cat on. It is a very windy day today. Yesterday was nice. It's like, it's nice one day, terrible the next day, so-called all right the next day, nice again, then rain the next day. So take it with a grain of salt, everyone. Ooh, it's a lot of wind up here, friend. Oof. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna pan you to the right. And just to give you guys context, what's right underneath me. Whoa. That's an easy jump, but I don't think you want to jump into this contaminated creek. This creek has been contaminated for decades, and it's been a very long process of cleaning it up. But whoever's going to be living there is going to have it all. They're going to have all the real estate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. I really need your support when you do. It helps this channel a lot. So the gear that I'm using is the Zhiyun Smooth 5S AI gimbal. They sent this out to me for free. Thank you, Zhiyun. I'm also using the JJC magnetic lens filter mount adapter, so I can add on an ND filter, a polarizer, star filters, night filters, mist filters, whatever I need video for. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Maven Filters for sending me such an expensive set of filters 2 years ago. And I'm still going to plug them in every single video, ladies and gentlemen. They have supported this channel. They're giving me products that should have came out my pocket. So I'm very grateful that brands like Zhiyun, Smooth Camera Gear, Comic-Con, you know, everyone, Immune, sending me free products to do tests. But is it really free, the product? And the answer is not really, no. You guys might, but you didn't pay for it. But you still have to provide the brand content. So you have to work in order to keep that product. So is it free? Technically, no. You have to work for it. If you want to keep it, show them who you are. Show them that you can execute the content. Show them where you can execute, even give them more. And blow their minds, like, we didn't expect this video, but wow, you just push out videos on all the platforms. And that's what they love. So, ladies and gentlemen, are products that creators get, is it free? No, they have to work. They have to use the product, they gotta understand the product, they gotta read the manual about the product, they gotta know the functionalities of the product, they gotta know what does work and what doesn't work. You have to do your research, so technically, no. They want you to do the homework. So, if you do the homework, if you get an A, you get more products. So, with that said, everyone, thank you to all the brands like Sunway Photo in the past that supported this channel. I want to say thank you to Elaine from Sunway Photo, specifically Elaine, because she was the coolest rep I had at Sunway Photo. And I know that me and her colleagues don't get along at this time, her social media team, because they said some things that were very unethical and unprofessional. And they are just upset that I published that. And then they have the nerve to tell me to take it down. I'm not taking anything down. So, ladies and gentlemen, Elaine was a very good rep, and she still is. I know she has a lot to deal with it. She has to listen to her bosses. And I know this may have been a bad image of her, but I wasn't the bad guy here. And this is why I kept all the messages from the social media team. And I still have them to this day. And this is why they're upset about it, because I shared it publicly. You wanted me to lie about a product. I don't think Elaine was going to be happy about that. Because when I told her about the FL90 RGB failing, she immediately just sent me another one. She didn't get mad, she didn't get hesitate, she didn't tell me to not explain to my audience. Do not say that to your audience. She didn't say that. It was the social media team that was saying this. You do not have any input. You do not have the right to tell me what I can express or what I can say about your product. You cannot enforce or, mind you, intimidate the creator, which you were doing, social media, some way photo. You're trying to push intimidation, then you put age in the factor. I don't know why he put age in the factor, but it goes to show you that the passive-aggressive attitude was all about dominance. He wanted to be dominant in the conversation. And I'm just trying to tell you, you're not reading my conversations. You should read before you reply. So, just to give you guys a history about Sunway Photo. And yeah, I really believe that Sunway Photo does have good products, but some of their products are overpriced to a point where I don't understand the price value of that. For instance, I recently just updated you guys on the FL90 RGB. They still want $130 for a 15-watt LED light, when you can just go buy a newer or a Nulong Z or a Zhiyun LED light for that much and get more watts for your money. Why would you spend $130 plus tax and shipment for a light one that only has 15 watts and you can only use it in studio or at night? And it doesn't even have enough distance to reach your subject. If you want to do. So I started using those lights as light painting wands. When I do light painting, yeah, I could use it for studio, which I did, to do product reviews. But I had to be close, and battery life on the Sunway Photo FL90 RGB were not the best. They didn't very last long at 50, mind you, at 100%, it probably lasts an hour and 15 minutes. At 50%, maybe an hour and 45, maybe 2 hours, depends. So keep that in mind. Not a very good value for a 15 watt, and this is why they get upset. And I keep telling you, you have to take these videos with a grain of salt, with professionalism. It's not worth $130. 15 watt LED light wand for 115, might you? There are caveats. The programming for that wand is inconsistent. The battery charging mechanism for it is very inconsistent. It says it's at 80%, then it drops back down. There's something wrong with the components that read the battery's power or generated levels on the battery. Those are 26650 batteries. Those are pretty popular batteries. So, I just don't understand how they can literally price that at $130. That's a very expensive LED light that doesn't really do much, and it's not as versatile as you want it to be. Now, keep this in mind. I can go buy an LED light, or mind you, I have a couple, but let's say I'm outside right now. Did you know a 60 watt light would do better than a 15 watt light in the daytime like this? Way better. It can reach your subject. You can see it. 100 watt, 150 watt, 200 watt. You can see your subject, but 15 watt, you can't even barely see the light touch the subject. But $130 is it's a lot to chew and to just give up when you're not sure if the product is going to be as adequate or substantially as good as you thought. But let me just take a break. I need a drink of water. Because I really want to test this wireless system in Greenpoint. Because Greenpoint has a lot of dead spots of cell phone service. So let me drink a cup of water, everybody. I'm taking a break now. Ugh. We are on Manhattan Avenue. I'm taking a little break because my back is sweaty a little bit. But thank you for listening and understanding. I'm not trying to say Sunway Photo is a bad brand. It just has some bad seeds in that brand. And for them, the social media team, to talk to me the way they did was just obviously very unprofessional. And when I publicized it, it was just not a very good look. But I do like the super clamp. The CC02 super clamp, dude, I use it all the time for everything. I used to do light painting, long exposure. I literally mounted on scaffolds in the rain. If you go to my Instagram, you see more of my photos, you see any overhead shots, that's using my Canon cameras with my lens and mount that super clamp on. Sometimes I'm using the PCR01 all the time with my smartphones. What else I think is a very good product from Sunway Photo? I got a couple. I haven't really tested out that PC03 table adapter mount, but I will eventually. But anyway, this is Greenpoint. This is Manhattan Avenue. So you see those cell phone towers right there on top of that building? But we still get dead spots in Greenpoint. And I'm gonna walk into the dead spot on purpose to see if it generates a dead spot. So what the dead spot is by the police station, the 94. So we're gonna actually see, because on this block alone, from this point going up to Greenpoint Avenue, there's a dead spot between here. I notice it every time I live stream in this neighborhood. It's a dead spot on this block. Why? When there's a tower right across the street from me. I don't know. This is why we have to test out this cell phone service from Invisible by Verizon. But as I said earlier before, the caveat is that this has unlimited data, but there is a data cap. So keep that in mind. But Mint Mobile does not have a data cap because all their service is unlimited. But you will see throttling based on your neighborhood's performance in the area that you are in. All right, so my shutter speed is at 125 because I'm shooting this in 1080p 60. Bit rate is at 8,000. My ISO is at 60. So in the comments, if you're watching this video in full, Let me know down in the comments. Did you hear or see any interruptions, like a break, any audio interruptions? Because I am going to look at this video right after I end this live stream and watch it in full. This is what I did to the last video and realized like, oh, so there is a dead spot still. And that is based because of the city's...
It could be both.
I guess that's because of the city's mapping of where these towers are. Oh, there's a useless Tesla truck right there. Boom. Hey, useless. That's his new name. Useless Cybertruck. With a deadbed toe that can break on you at any time. That's amazing. How people think that trash can is worth that much money. No offense, it is a trash can. It is, because if it rusts, it's a trash can. That's all I'm saying. I would never buy that vehicle. I would never buy it. Even if I had the money, if I was a billionaire or a millionaire. Or just someone normal that have a good job and I can afford it, but I choose not to buy that car. I don't want that. And I don't want to support Elon Musk. No offense. But you're not the brightest guy either, Eli Musk. What? You're just like Trump, a businessman. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Kent Street. And I want to say, Invisible, if you're ever watching these videos are only intended to talk to my audience on a mental health level, because like I said, I don't always need financial help. I mostly need mental health help from you. You can tell me a good story about you. You can share your moments, what you like about your childhood, or we can have conversations. But I hope you understand that I'm testing your service because people are not actually testing it. They're talking about it in their studio. They're not actually giving us a real world performance demonstration. We want to see a real life demonstration. So this is the videos that I'm going to provide for you. Invisible and by Verizon. I'm so sick of cigarettes, man. This is why I feel sick all the time. And this is why I'm not in a fucking hostel right now. Because everyone in that fucking hostel smokes cigarettes. And it just stinks like cigarettes. It just makes me want to throw up. No offense, but guys, I've been having bad stomach and health problems. And secondhand cancer might be the issue that I'm having. I might have secondhand cancer just because of the secondhand smoking shit in New York City. Excuse my language. All right, we're gonna go down the dead spot. So I'm gonna cross the street. This is where the dead spots are. This block is a dead spot. Right here, it's where every time I walk past this block here, the cell phone service just goes blank. This next block, we're gonna make the right. That's called Noble Street. It goes blank sometimes. So we're gonna test it. So join me for the ride, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be fun. share, share. You can share. All right, we're gonna make the right. This is where we get the interruptions. All right, we're gonna walk down this block, specifically. Why? Because this area is where I get a 1 minute debt interruption. 1 minute, I say, that's right, you heard me, a 1 minute interruption. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Longmorrow Street is right here. This is a very historical area of Greenpoint. This area specifically is historical. If you see a street with the brown, with the white text and the black background, you're in a historical area. So I'm gonna walk down this block where we got the dead spot. This is where we get the dead spot. Let's see if Verizon, well, Invisible with Verizon, can challenge this dead spot. But keep this in mind. Mint Mobile doesn't have a data cap, but Invisible doesn't clearly state if it does or do not. But we are going to see. And I believe they do have. I think their Verizon is about 50 gigabyte data cap, if I'm correct, or 60. Cavalier Street is coming up. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that it did it better, but this service is not going to really convince me to switch over until it can prove me otherwise. I say this because the only thing that's keeping me on Mint Mobile is that unlimited data cap and other features, which Invisible does have the same features, but it just doesn't have that unlimited no data cap. And that's what's drawing me back a little bit. So, you know, walked out this block specifically on this side of the street where we get dead spots. Jay says, there's no interruptions at all, I see. Woo! Thank you for the feedback. Love you long time. Mwah. Thank you for being a participant. Now, Invisible should give you a free service. Mind you, I'm not an affiliate. I'm doing this because I came across a video. And I was like, okay, I'm curious. I'm a poor YouTuber. I'm broke. I'm houseless. I'm a houseless journalist, documentarian. I'm living off living off paycheck to paycheck, but the internet was so toxic, it got me fired from my job. And I did nothing wrong. Just calling, stalking, or harassing. Yeah, everyone. Kind of missed my job, man. It had good benefit. And not only that, I can't eat everything in there, but there was only one thing I did like, and that was the oatmeal. The oatmeal was the best thing. But thank you. I appreciate it, guys. This is the 94 preset. I hang out here quite sometimes a little bit. Or the 108, which is at Hunts Point in Long Island City. So I hang out here quite sometimes. That's why I keep telling everyone. And why PD knows who Panda is. Most of these fire personnel, EMT, like, oh, that's the Panda photographer dude. You get me on camera this time, dude? Yeah. Everyone sees me. They're like, oh, that's Panda. You're the only one brave enough to walk around New York City with double fist gimbals. Yeah, I'm the only one walking around New York City double fisting with 2 gimbals and 2 cameras. Like I'm trying to prove a point to someone. I am trying to prove a point. Doing what I do and doing what I love keeps me stable mentally. It makes me happy, it gives me joy, it gives me the comfort, it gives me the flexibility to be active. Oh, Dave's Ice Cream Shop. It's been here for some time, friend. Long time, friend. Whew. All right, let's go walk down this block. This block is also a dead spot too. The cell phone service just drops in and out. So we walk down this block as well. But I want to walk in the street because it looks much cooler in the street. Watch this. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me just get my position really quickly. Oh, you already know. You already see it, right? You already see it, right? You see the leaning lines. You see the structures of the buildings. You see the cars. And then just walk. Look at that. Doesn't that look awesome? I think everyone should get into video. It's fun. It's a learning curve. But if you're going to do video, understand, try to do things manually. Those are the best results. Even on a live stream, do it manually, like I'm doing. I'm using the Premium Studios Live app. But I'm also using this beautiful gimbal that Zhiyun sent me for free. A $200 value, by the way. $219 value. Uh-oh, it's at $280. That's the devil. Oh yeah, you guys don't know about this? Oh, dude, that's the Devil Z, baby. That thing, oh. But look at the view. If you guys want to support the channel financially, there's a PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. All of your donations help me survive the racism, the discrimination, the hardships in New York City, the hostel stays, the food, grocery buys, everything that I need, hygiene, soap. Yeah, you guys help me get that when I don't have enough. Or plus, I'm poor. Now, I'm poor now. I don't even get money from my parents. They disown me, they don't. And mind you, I disown them too. They just don't like you. They didn't like the fact that I was sharing my money with you. That's gonna stick with, mind you, that's gonna stick with them for the rest of their lives that I publicize that. Giving out your money to, they're not strangers. They are human beings that need a guidance and a friend. The money is not the friend, I'm the friend. But they kept saying, oh, they're just using you for money. I know people use me for money. I know. I don't care. All I care is about, I only have one life. Gotta make it right. Gotta make it good. No time to be wasting on, ooh, criminal activities, and I want to be cool, and I want to be with my homies, I want to, yeah, do, you know, the crime in the city is just rampant. I have no time for that. My battery's at 50%. I started at 90%. And you guys are like, wow, that's a 40% drop in like 50 minutes. My battery's actually dying on this iPhone. Now, this iPhone, ladies and gentlemen, being transparent, Phil purchased this iPhone for me. Why? Because I was a victim of a robbery. Someone robbed me from my iPhone when I had a heart issue last summer, and no one called the EMT, the police. I was in the hospital for a few days. Turns out I have this, what is it called? Long QT syndrome. Yeah, it's called long QT syndrome. I didn't even know what that was until I was like, holy shit, I read this before, but I didn't think it was this. So this is why I'm trying to be cautious about my health, but I got knee problems from the rollerblading and snowboarding. I'm telling you, all the sports I used to do is catching up. And they're like, oh, Panda, you're gonna feel the pain now. You're turning 47 this year. Let's not see Justin. I don't want him asking me for $4 again for some alcohol. But then again, I did see him the next following day when I was entering the subway. He was with those same Polish people drinking. I'm not with that, friend. I told him, stay away from those folks, and you can get anything you want from me. You can share you can eat with me. We can share my food. I shared some of my donations. He doesn't want to do it. He wants to feel high, I guess. And look at this guy. He's the one that used to sleep at Park House all the time. He's the one that was actually sleeping in the back of Park House every night. There's a lot of homeless out here in Greenpoint, specifically. But this is my place. I used to hang out here. The girl that used to work here, she doesn't work here anymore. Oh my man, she was so cute. Oh, bonjour. This little school is called French for Little Ones. So cool. To bring your kid here to learn something, you should. This is a very famous school that actually is part of a movie production. So when they need to shoot like Law and Order or like the Equalizer, they use this school as a police station or like, yeah. You guys should really think about the film industry in New York City. A lot of these places you may have seen in John Wick movies and yeah. Ooh. Oh, this Justin now. See, we try to avoid. What's up, Justin? Oh yeah. And the community fridge that it keeps getting vandalized all the damn time. Look at that. Look what they did. They put Harlem. This is not even Harlem. This is Brooklyn. Oh, my panda. Yeah, they vandalized that community fridge. This is why I don't donate anything to that community refrigerator. I do not donate anything. I got food poisoning from there. Yeah, never again. I put my life on the line for a community refrigerator. Because they mind you, the people that actually babysit the community refrigerator, they purposely, like this guy, the couscous guy, there he is. He's another douchebag that likes to violate people's food and donations. Likes to put his hands in the donations before he even put it in the refrigerator. So, he's one of them. That's where he's going right now. To stick his hands in some free food that could feed thousands of people, hundreds of people. But he chooses to take it for himself and then wastes it You'll see it tonight, once again, everyone. If you see my videos, they waste a lot of food. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end the live stream right here in front of Vital. But if you like the video, let me know. But with that said, they're shooting the Blue Moon here on Wednesday, the 23rd. This is a film shoot. You cannot be parked here. So keep that in mind. You would get told, and I've seen a lot of people get told and get mad, saying they didn't see the signs. These are bright. How orange they look. But with that said, everyone, thank you for watching, taking the time to support the channel. I love you all. And choose wisely what cell phone service that you want to purchase. See ya.